EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Hoosier State, where Colts fans rise to their feet with the striking of the anvil as it is time for football here at Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indy. But today, two AFC teams set to do battle. It should be a good one, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. And it takes this near the 25. Just a little past there. Call it the 26. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
What a terrific story last season. Daniel Jones began with the Giants, spent a little time with Minnesota, and landed with the Colts. And before he got hurt with a torn Achilles, had the Colts as the #1 seed in the AFC. Was given a 2-year extension in the offseason. They expect him back in form and quickly.
Jones wants to throw to start things out here. And that's going to be taken in by Ashton Doolin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Throwing, Jones. A short one there, caught by Warren. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's second down.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
2nd and 5. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Now Jones. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 25-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll give him a fresh set of downs.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
First and 10, Taylor now. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Doolin, the man in motion. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it and got rid of it.
Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately, so he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass.
They go play action here on first down. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And And it'll be second down.
But
yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go that sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is third down. Looking to throw. Jones. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
You know he hated taking the loss there on third down. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
Absolutely one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Just check the record. Unfortunately, the Ravens didn't win their division last year because Lamar Jackson was battling injury. Only 13 starts and just 2 rushing touchdowns. Let's expect to see him back in form this season.
The NFL's leading rusher in 2019 and 2020, Derrick Henry. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. On the counter, it's Henry. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
We tend to give those running backs that are slashers a lot of credit, but how about guys who are maulers? Because that's what you want in short yardage situations, and we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. He'll get this to Flowers, left side. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that will bring up 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line. Well, certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field. guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here on the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position after a turnover. I feel like I might have them a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
Jones out to the flat, and that's caught. And he's got this down to the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out. By a few inches, that'll be a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Up the middle, here's Taylor. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Jones. Flush to his right. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 8 yards that time. Able to take off, and the result is a first down.
They made a nice effort to stick it with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
From the gun, it's Taylor. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They'll run here with Taylor. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, a 9-yard touchdown run. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip.
Makes the score Colts 10.
The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Out come the Ravens as you see their offensive coordinator, Declan Doyle. These guys trail here in this first half, and now they'll focus on trying to get some points on this upcoming drive. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Off the option, here's Henry. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Play action. Now Jackson. A short throw there. That's to Smythe, the tight end. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
10 yards on the pickup.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Off the option, here's Henry. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
From the gun, Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up second down. Now it's Jackson. Yet again, targeting and finding Mark Andrews. Just a gain of a couple there. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
The quick feet by Jackson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Running from the gun with Henry. Fighting him off. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Ball resting on the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 1. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Jackson. They set up the screen for Henry. Touchdown! Derrick Henry from 3 yards out. And the Ravens have got it back to within a score. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have, and you absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the second drive. They've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
Tyler Luke now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was finished off on the touchdown reception by Derrick Henry. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Colts offense headed out, and that's their offensive coordinator, Jim Bob Cooter, wearing the headset. His guys have the first half lead here as they try to find some ways to attack this defense. Jones now throwing to start the drive. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he goes down. The Ravens are able to get to him. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Operating from the gun, Jones. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Throwing is Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
At the 45-yard line.
Second and a couple. Jackson now. Well, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now Jackson. Fighting through pressure, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So on 4th down, the Ravens send Ryan Eckley out to punt. The deep to return is Josh Downs. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. Now Jones, throwing to start the drive. And this one complete to Doolin. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones. A throw on the money there to Doolin. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. And we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the second half. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 to score as we resume action on EA Sports. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went in at the half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
It's a gain of 7.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 64 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. That one definitely helps as they try to push the ball down the field here, trailing early in the third quarter.
And even though they're trailing, not abandoning the running game. People may call it an adjustment. I think it's just much more sticking to what works for you. and continuing to have faith in it, and the running game is starting to pay off.
Oh, he sheds himself free. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 22 and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Tenth carry now for Derrick Henry. To about the 26 here.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Jackson. Quick throw there is incomplete. Another incompletion with that one. He's just 7 of 14 throwing the football, 50%. Typically not going to get it done, is it?
Well, let's just make it simple, and that's exactly why they trail.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Jackson to throw. A short throw caught by Andrews. And boy, he had the marker square in his sights, but a good tackle is going to leave him about a yard or so short. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Tyler Luke now to try the field goal. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And his kick is indeed good, and that will knot us up at 10. So they come away from this opening drive of the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
Here Jones gets it out quickly, complete. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And they're waving pressure too much. Down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Everybody was coming on the blitz that time, and they got home.
And you know the expression, hat on a hat, in terms of blocking, trying to keep your quarterback protected? Well, if you don't have enough hats, that's the end result. Your quarterback goes down, and sometimes he goes down hard.
Wester on the return. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. We've seen him be good so far. He's hoping to continue that trend here in quarter number 3.
And typically when you see guys running it this well, They see the game in slow motion, don't they? They see the cuts happen. They see the blocks happen. They feel really good about their vision, and then they use their legs to find that open space.
And he's had some good help up front to boot. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. Shoves him aside. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 104 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. The short throw there, that's to Smythe, the tight end. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. This 2nd and 4. Henry up the middle. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there and a first down.
It's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Play action. It's Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
A first down carry for Henry. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
Now a 2nd and 6. Jackson going to throw quickly here, complete. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. To throw is Jackson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And this one is right through. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Back to it now after the made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Looking to put a drive together. He'll start with a give to Taylor. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot him at the 44. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They run once more with Taylor. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Second down and 8. They give to Taylor out of the gun. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
The Colts on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Ravens offense and Derrick Henry set to take over once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it's second down.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
The tight end in motion right. Here's Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Now it's Jackson. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Got his man, it's Warren. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll make it second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing, Jones. He finds Taylor, complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of, and in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of, trying to engineer a fourth-quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Open man, the tight end Warren. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it's second down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Now 2nd and 9. Now Jones. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
A big play in this football game. 3rd down and 1. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
It's a gain of 2. That's good for a Colts. 1st down.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st down in field goal range already. Back to Taylor on 1st down. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here's 2nd down. Jones. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go. Partner, you get about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. 2nd down, goal to go. On the ground, DJ Giddens. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
It's now 3rd and goal.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. To throw is Jones. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point splits the uprights. And that will make this a 4-point game.
17.
A 10-play drive that time. And it's capped off by the late touchdown that puts him out in front here in the final minute of the contest. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Jackson and the Ravens, here they come. Down 17-13, 35 seconds to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Here's Jackson. Connecting with Andrews. And he's out of bounds, so give him about 9 as that stops the clock.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Here's second and a yard. Jackson. That is caught. Bateman. And he's going to pick up a first down here as that clock continues to run. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Two timeouts still in their back pocket. It's 1st and 10. Throwing, Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
At the 49-yard line.
Here's second down and 3. Jackson. On the move past the 40. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 32-yard line. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. Here's first down. Jackson to throw. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
Loss on the play. It's second down.
Well, it came down to the final play in such a close ballgame. What a game it was, but they can't get that last throw off. Good job by that defense to get in there for the sack to seal it.
And for fans watching the game, a little bit anticlimactic, don't you think, partner? Not even able to get off one last throw to see how it would have turned out. Instead, pass rush got to him and ended it that way.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Colts are winners as we say so long from Indianapolis.